Hello guys and gals, welcome back to another episode of Comic Book Coloring Tips and Tricks. This is episode 24, and we'll be talking about screen tones today. We'll both be learning how to make them digitally and apply them to an image quick and easily. A little history about screen tones. Way back in the days, you used to have to apply it by hand. It would come on sheets of paper that you would peel off, and it would have a sticky back on it. And you would apply it to the drawing, and then you have to cut it out with a X-Acto knife where you wanted it, and then you have to peel off all the rest of it. A lot of times you just cut up small little squares and then put it down, and then cut around, and then you'd have like tons of leftover, and the stuff was very expensive. So first one, I think the first company was Zipatone. And you'll find like a lot of people still call, like screen tones are just called Zipatone. So it's one of those things, kind of like Band-Aids or, Kleenex, where you have one product that's so prevalent, it just kind of takes over what the item is called. And I can't remember if Zipatone went out of business or Letraset bought them, but for the longest time, Letraset was the company that took over like the market. And but now with more and more manga, fans here in the U.S. and in the overseas in Japan, as well. They wanted to make stuff that was cheaper and more readily available. Nowadays, you can go into, say, like Michael's, Aaron Brothers, AC Moore, whatever you have in your area, just like a craft store, or your art store, and you could buy like manga creator kits. Most of the time it'll come with the brand is Deleter, and they have like a bunch of different various screen tones that you would still peel up and put on your art. And I believe Copic has even entered the market, and they have some sheets that you could buy as well. But we're not gonna hassle about that stuff. Just want to give a brief little history lesson on it. But today, let's see where to start. All right, so we have this image here. It's just a piece that I don't do like a whole lot of drawing, but this piece was done for my wife and my other YouTube channel, and Super Couch Fun Time is the name of it, and it's just us playing video games, just having fun, and uploading them if anybody cares. Yeah, so I just drew up, chibi versions of myself and my wife, and we're just going to go ahead and this is the image we're just going to apply like the Zipatone to. And let's go ahead and get started. This is, let me see the canvas size on this, can't remember. It's about 8.5 by 11, 300 DPI. So let's go ahead and open up a new canvas, and let's see if I can, let's do inches. We'll just do 8 by 10, 300 DPI. We'll keep it the same resolution. And for the color mode, you want to do grayscale. It's important. So remember to do that. All right, so we have our 8 by 10 canvas, 300 DPI. We're going to want a gray. You don't want it too dark or too light. I'll usually go, which is this one, that's 30%, cancel. Nope, that's 30% again. Yeah, that's the one, 25%. 25% gray. And these are like your swatches that come with, Photoshop when you first open it. So everybody should have that. So we'll fill our canvas with that 25% gray. And we're gonna go up to, on our Photoshop menu bar. You guys can't see it on mine, it's on my other monitor, but I took a screen grab for you guys so you can check it out. We're going to go to Image, then Mode, and then Bitmap. And let me go ahead and get this out of the way, and I'll do that for you. Oops. Let me just put that full size on there. Okay, so Image, Mode, Bitmap. And this is what we're going to get here. I can't remember what this is on most of the time. I think 50% threshold is what it's usually on. We're going to take that down to halftone screen. All right, and we're going to leave that the same. The output is still going to be 300 DPI. And we'll hit OK. and we're going to get this other pop-up. And you have different choices here. I like the round option. It's most faithful to what, you know, screen tone would look like. And the angle at 45 degrees. You can play around with these and try different settings to see what you like best. But these are the ones that I'm going to be using today. And frequency, or, you know, it's going to be like how many dots you have per inch. So let me show you something. If you have a low frequency, say like 10, let me show you what happens. So you're going to have big dots. Okay. And if you put a, let's see, let's go back one step. Let's go back to a bitmap here. Hit OK again. And let's go to 200. So it still looks gray. What you can see here is look how small the dots are, how much I have to zoom in on it. So you can see the dots. They're still there. But you get like this moire pattern. So you kind of need to play around with it a little bit to see what fits best for your image. It gets kind of tricky. I'm trying to find it. Let me hit OK right here. And we'll do 150 and try that out. See how that works. You know, a lot of times what I'll do, I'll go ahead and copy that and then paste it on my image. Oops, let me put that underneath the line right here. But you can see that's going to be too small. We're going to have like this little moire pattern. You can kind of see that on the screen. Weird kind of optical illusion. It's going to be too small. So let's go back again, back to our fill, then image, mode, bitmap, and just do 70. Oops, I messed that up, didn't I? Let me go back. Keep our output at 300 dpi. Now do the 75. And this gives us like a nice, I think this one here was the nice size that I had found for this image. A lot of times you're going to want to mess around with it and do check it on your image just to make sure it's going to be the right size for you. So this looks pretty good right here. It'll give us like some nice looking shading on it. And you can see you're gonna have like this weird effect on the screen. What I recommend if you have you know, printer at home, you know, I think most people do, is to go ahead like when you're first starting out, if you really want to check it, go ahead and print it out and see how it looks. Because the screen will do like these weird looking effects that you won't get on the paper. But I think this looks good. We went the 75, you know, on the frequency. So let's go ahead and you can see this doesn't fill up our whole canvas, and that's fine because we're just going to need it for these guys right here. And what we'll do, we'll put on a layer mask, which is going to be this little guy down here, and we'll fill that with black. And that's going to block out all of our screen tone that we put on there. And now I already have like a flat lay down on these guys, but I'm just going to load that selection and then go to my layer mask right here, and I'll just use, let me see. Yeah, if I just use a hard brush, it kind of has like this little soft edge to it, which I don't like. So let's go to we're in our brush. Let's go to pencil right here. And what you can do, you can hit your shift and B. And that'll cycle you through these different brush options right here. If I can talk. It'll cycle you through these. Every time you hit shift B, it'll go down. And once you hit the bottom, it'll go back up to the top. But yeah, if you click and hold on it, you can just go ahead and pick your pencil tool. And now with that, we make sure we have our default colors. That's going to put white as your foreground, black as your background. And that's going to allow us to go ahead and draw right in here. Instead of going in, like making selections and stuff like that, we'll just draw it in, and we'll just do this real quick. And I'm just going to go ahead and shade it with the light source, you know, coming down this way. So let's get a little bit of shadow on the ear. You know, show a little bit of depth right here on this, on the hair. on my widow's peak. That's awesome. Yeah, and we can just switch our colors. So now I'm, you know, drawing in with the black, and that's going to erase. So it's makes it very fast to do it. Let's get a little nose shadow here, even though it's not drawn in there. Oops. Wrong button there. Yeah, maybe I'll color in the eyes or something like that. I go in, you know, with the add a little highlight. You know, see how that looks. That looks alright. I think we'll keep it. You can see how fast this is going already. You know, keeping in mind where our light source is. You know, maybe drop shadow from the little hoodie here. A shadow from where my hand is in the pocket. So you can see how fast that was, just to go ahead and bust that out real quick. Let's do the same over here. And do a drop shadow from the hair. And there goes the AC kicking in. Some shadow on the neck there, underneath the jacket lapels. The shirt. So there, yeah, you can see how quick and easy that is. Oops. I don't think my quick mask shortcut would, you know, I'm gonna do like a little cool effect down here in the lettering, just cause. Or maybe we'll just do all the letter. That's looking pretty bad. Then maybe erase out like a little highlight on it. Yeah, I think there we go. That's pretty good. And I think we'll go ahead and end it here. You know, yeah, play around with those settings, you know, with the frequency, and try a little bit of darker shades of gray and see what works for you. I was just playing around with the settings earlier, and I thought this was like best for this image. But just like everything else, you know, there's no right way to do it. You know, everybody's going to have different tastes. So yeah, play around with it and see what you can come up with. And yeah, if If you like what you saw, hit the like button, subscribe. I try and put up videos every week. And yeah, if you haven't already checked out my Facebook fan page, that's Lummage1 at facebook.com. Or yeah, I'll put the link in the description. And also it's lummage.deviantart.com. I'll put the link for that as well if you want to see more of my work. And that's gonna do it for today. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. All right, bye.